Hey everyone, welcome back to Living It Country. Today I'm sharing with you all something incredibly special. We are building a tiny home and we are building it for my mom right here on our property. This is gonna feel like an extension of our home. So although it is a tiny home, the way we are building it feels like an L shape. So it almost feels like it's a part of our home, if that makes sense. This has been a work in progress since August of 2023, and I'm so excited to share with you guys this project as well as who it is for and be able to give you guys all the answers that you guys have been asking for. So the tiny home. This is not just any tiny home. This is a home that's a copy and paste of our existing home that we are in right here, and we made it a mini version. So it's got that dormer, it's gonna have the same paint color, it's going to have that same feel, and it's just going to be a mini size, which I think is so darling. Having already the party barn on our property that's going to have a completely different feel and look, we wanted something that blended in, but also felt like its own. This home is under 500 square feet. I have had quite a few comments on basically the majority of the comments are, this is not a tiny home. This is a tiny home. It is under 500 square feet. That is the definition of a tiny home. And it is in no means trying to say that we think it is tiny. It is just that. That is the definition of a tiny home. We are the general contractors for this tiny home build, which means that we are not doing all of the labor. We are hiring out for the parts that we don't feel we can DIY or do ourselves. And in the long run, it actually helps us save money because we are not just guessing, and that way we can focus on our actual businesses. We own a lawn care business, with my husband being able to focus on his business where he is an expert in. He can hire out and be able to hire experts to do the jobs that he can't. And so that was kind of our outlook on this project. And then for my channel, we can DIY the portions that we are knowledgeable about or want to learn more about. And even though we didn't do the labor for the structure, so much love was put into this, so much thought, and so many phone calls. It's absolutely crazy. So many bids that we had to gather together from contractors and picking not only the best price, but maybe going with a more expensive price because we knew that they could be in our timeline, or we know that they were gonna get the job done within a certain amount of days. A lot of contractors will start the first day and then they will not show up for, a week or a couple of days. And then there might be other contractors that go bam, 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 and get it done. So just knowing people in your community, knowing the different contractors is super beneficial, and depending on type of job it is also differs because sometimes things just take long because of waiting for inspections and things like that. And now that the main structure of this home has been built, we can now start the majority of the DIY projects and the parts that I am most excited about. So much change has happened. It looks absolutely beautiful. So we're gonna be starting here on the decking soon, the siding soon, and the painting interior soon. And we just cannot wait. This is where the cozy vibes come in. This is where my passion comes in. And I'm really excited to take you guys along this journey. Like I said earlier, this is going to feel like an extension of our home. The layout we picked, exterior-wise of the placement of our home, it feels like that L shape. We're going with the same exterior James Hardy board, as well as the same paint color, adding those beautiful shutters to the left and right of the windows, same style of windows. Everything feels very cohesive. Now, interior-wise, it's going to be the same style as this home. I think that is super important to keep it cohesive, and where my mom's style comes into play is more of the decorating. And I think the way you decorate can differ so much, even if the structure of the home is the same. But I am gonna do some finishes in the home that look a tad different of things that I would have done in this home if I was to build, today. So I'm really excited about that, and I feel like the house the tiny house is gonna end up so much cuter than this house. So I am really excited about that, and I'm so excited for my mom. I'm so excited, I'm just excited. Now we are on to the why. And the why is very, very simple. For the last decade, my mom has been a full-time caregiver for my Nana. And my Nana actually moved here with my papa from Oregon to be our neighbors. And so we lived right next to each other for a few years before our family lost that home. And so my Nana and papa stayed there, and then my family moved in to that home. Little backstory. And it is a tough topic. All of this is a tough topic for me to put out there. Few very special people in our lives passed away within the same time period, and then it eventually ended up my Nana and mom. Well, my Nana this summer tragically passed away. We are so glad that we get the opportunity to have my mom here on our property and be able to just have a cozy place for her. We are just so excited to make this home a reality. It's been such a fun thing for my husband and I to build, but also be able to talk about and dream about with my mom. And it has been honestly such a special time, and I just feel so grateful. This has been, building a tiny home has actually been a dream of mine for years, and it wasn't anything that at least I can remember that we chatted about building for my mom in particular. But since we started our marriage, my husband and I living in a tiny home for 6 years, I've been able to experience how much joy, also flexibility in finances, and how it got like our family set up for success more financially by being able to live in a more affordable place. And so I hope that I can be able to give that to her. To sum it up, it can just be something so huge for somebody and can help with so much financial freedom long term, which I really love, and I think it really helped my husband and I for the 6 years that we lived in a tiny home. We're also going to be making sure that we're doing all of the fine details in this home. And these are the details that you might not see in just every build or every home, but this is where YouTube Shorts comes into play. And this is where I've started sharing lots of YouTube Shorts for those small little things like shopping for washer and dryers, shopping for maybe just a random decor piece. And that will be a YouTube series in itself. And I have a whole playlist down below where you guys can check out all of those short formed videos that might not make it into our long form videos. So next up, we'll be starting the decking. We have the drywall that was just delivered. We're going with James Hardy again because that's what we purchased for this house. So we decided to purchase it for the tiny home too. We have painting. I still have to pick interior paint colors. Haven't done that yet, but that will be happening soon. And then flooring. And I just picked out the flooring and it's absolutely beautiful. Now I know 500 square feet does not sound like a lot, and it doesn't sound like a lot of room, but check out my comment section of my shorts because people will say there's no way that this is 500 square feet, and it totally is. I know the ceilings are high, but as somebody that's lived in a tiny home, those tall ceilings, those vaulted ceilings make such a difference, and it makes it feel more open, more homey, and less claustrophobic. So I highly suggest doing that. I know a lot of people have suggested doing a loft upstairs, but that's just not something that we want to do in this space at this time. My design for the tiny home includes a very cozy living room, a very well thought out master bedroom, as well as a beautiful, beautiful front porch where my mom can just have a nice drink and watch the kids as they are on their bikes. I think we're gonna do 2 little rocking chairs, and then I can join her on the mornings. I think I'm just so excited to see my mom's reaction and see just how it all plays out and kind of that final look. But I'm also really excited about the journey and the time that I get to spend with my husband too. My kids are just so excited. They keep making all these jokes that they're gonna make this line from the house to her house for toilet paper. And we're just really grateful and excited for this journey. And I feel like it's going to create so many more memories for my kids growing up, having their granny here. And that's what they call her. and it's just gonna be a really special time. Now stay tuned for updates, behind the scenes, decorating videos, DIY videos. Maybe we'll mix in some new kind of series in the mix of it, but I would love to know what you guys would like to see here on the channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and that these answer all your questions that you may have had about this tiny home build. I will see you guys later. Bye.